problem and is still in question whether to add the eighth man.
Correct.
I'm understanding this
Yes,
correct?
your understanding is correct.
I have a hard time realizing that because the reason it wasn't brought up for Mr. Mathau's question over the years is Clint was hired when it was a state mandate for every municipality to have a CPWM in place back in 2003 or 4, I believe. He came on, and it just so happened that it coincided with one of the laborers leaving to go to another position. So that worked out great for the borough because they took the laborer's salary and put it towards the CPWM salary. But the problem is, and that left us down a worker from what we had, from what our department had. Clint was on a job roughly a year and went to family. He was going to push to get that eighth man back. He was no longer in employment with the borough at the time. Fred came on. Fred was new. He didn't know what the staffing was from over the years. He was new to the town. He lived in Denville. He was new to the borough. He didn't know what the staffing was. So as the years went on, I guess he didn't push for additional staffing. But I've worked here my whole life, basically. I've lived in town over 30 years. I've worked for the town for 33 years. Basically, my whole life, I've been on a job. And the way we work is short of amazing. Not to pat myself on the back or Lenny or anybody else that works with us. But if you guys will come and see what we do, like during the snowstorm or at other occasions in the borough where there's bad storms, over the years there's a lot of bad storms. If you guys seen how we work, it's like I said, short of amazing. I don't know how, quite honestly, we do it with 7 people, and how the jobs get done. A lot of times I don't think the job is done safely. There's different situations. The police department calls when there's an inch of snow on the ground. The underpass is slippery. Cars are not getting up and down the underpass. And we have 7 men. 6 guys are out on the garbage truck. 1 man is back at the shop. There's 2 salt trucks for salt and, putting salt down in the streets. So now you call 2 guys off of the garbage truck to spread salt on the streets, and then someone slips at the municipal building because the sidewalks are slippery. Now you got to pull another guy off of the garbage truck to spread calcium on sidewalks. Now who's doing the garbage? Garbage isn't canceled because it's not a full-fledged snowstorm. So this is just a few things on how we work. And I find it hard to believe that you do not want to put the staff back to 8 men. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's dangerous how we have to work. There was a blizzard this year. There's 7 guys. We don't go home. I know it's our job. This is what we were hired to do, to clear the streets when it snows. But we're told we could go home for a few hours. What am I going to do with a few hours? It could take me an hour to get across town and get into my bed, and I'm so caffeined up, I'm not going to fall asleep, and I have to be back in 3 hours? The DOT Department of Transportation, they have 12-hour shifts, 12 on and 12 off. It becomes a safety issue. 4 out of the 7 guys in our department are retiring in 3 years or less. We're not going to be there. Myself included and 3 other gentlemen will be gone in less than 3 years. And this is just a little statistic. Mr. Moore here, who was recently hired, in 5 years, it takes him 5 years now with the new tier process for him to get the top pay. In 5 years, when he's at top pay, he will not be making, in 5 years, what I'm presently making now, because I get longevity pay. And this is a discussion about money when Sarah said we're saving money to add the 8th guy. I just don't understand it. I think you're putting us in a situation that is not safe. Many times I'm on a truck, behind a truck by myself because you're putting me in that position. I lift a heavy can, I hurt my back. You're going to say, why did you lift it by yourself? You put me in that position. I don't have any help. Now I'm out on workman's comp. We presently have a guy out on workman's comp. Another employee was out on workman's comp. People don't ask to get hurt. It's not an easy job. I knew that going in. I didn't further my education. I knew I was going to have to make a living with my back. I don't have a problem doing it. I've done it for 33 years. I'm going to do it for a couple more years. I run a part-time lawn maintenance business. I'm going to continue to work hard. I take pride in what I do for the borough and for my own private jobs. I want to continue to take pride in what I do for the next few years while I work for the town, like I have done the last 33 years. But you people are making it very hard for me to continue to do that by putting us in a position like this. It's been way too long that we've worked like this, and you have to realize that it's not a safe condition, it's not a good condition, and you're going to start to cause bad attitudes with the department and the morale. So this is a great opportunity to get the department back to 8 men. Like Lou said, I agree. You couldn't have said it any better, Lou. You're a working man yourself. This is what it has to be. You have the opportunity right now to do this. Take the opportunity to do it. Do the right thing. Don't cost this man here his job when he just got hired. He's a good person. He's a good worker. Don't cost him his job after you just hired him because of another situation that I'm not going to get into because it didn't want to be brought out. I'll keep it at that. Do the right thing. Small town, big heart, have a heart, do the right thing. Clint, can we get by without seasonal help? Do we need any seasonal help?
Yes, seasonal is in the system, sure.
I'm saying though, if it's a problem to have seasonal help, we can do without seasonal help and have 8 full-time men.
Yeah.
If that's a problem. You still said we could still have 1 seasonal help and still not have a problem with the budget and with the money.
Right.
Do the right thing. Thank you.
Anyone else? You only get 1 minute this time.
1 minute, okay, yeah, it's actually quick. But Bruce Patterson. I do agree with Sarah. It was about the parks and the recreation, or sports and recreation, and that the money that is sitting there from the fees, you know, is around $20,000. People are talking about zeroing it out. But that money, I guess you can actually look at as a sinking fund, that something should be in there slowly accruing for any future issues that are coming up. We faced a major school construction issue back in Ann Tarantino's time, a little before her time, but she was in. It was only because the maintenance wasn't funded properly for the roofs of the schools, and then slowly they decayed and water got in, and then before you know it, the facade was falling off, and that's how we ended up in this large construction program for the school. So, and that should have been a sinking fund that nobody did. So this, I do agree that there should be money in there, not zero out the account. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none? The budget workshop meeting of the Mayor and Council will be held on Thursday, March 17, 2016 in Council Chambers at 7 p.m. The regular meeting of the Mayor and Council will be held on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2016 in Council Chambers at 7 p.m., 7:15 p.m. Workshop to start at 7 p.m. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
He's like, where? I saw him last week when I was don't worry. He should be like that. He's a good father. He does, yes.
But like if I ask something else,
I know. I might forget it. I don't even have that anymore because it takes a year to explain it.